It says Carl.
What in the world is that? I mean, they've never seen anything like it. Hey, it's Jason with Denwerks. Got something pretty cool today. 1955 Buick Century. You do not see these very often. They only built around 7,000, a little over 7,000 specials and Century. The Century is the more luxury model, but just awesome rig. You know, the rack is included on the top. You can see here it's a car pack built by Carter in Portland, Oregon. So, and it's pretty cool because we're close to Portland right now. So we'll go ahead and walk around it in general. I actually saw this thing 3 years ago for the first time, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have got to have it. And I didn't buy it. Second year, I see it again. Same thing. This year, I'm like, I'm gonna own this thing. The guy actually never really wanted to sell it before. He put a for sale sign in it, and I finally called him. I never called him the other times, and I'm like, do you want to sell this thing or not? I can't figure it out. And he says, you know, actually I'm gonna let it go this year. He was a Buick collector and took it all over the Northwest and enjoyed it, and it was time to let it go. So here we are with it. You know, part of it is I kind of got a catch and release program, and the hunt is really fun for me, and I love station wagons. So we'll go ahead and walk around it here real fast. It's got a 322 in it, V8. Just a nice driving car. We're going to turn the lights on. You see the marker lights work, headlights, bright lights and everything work, blinkers. Go ahead and turn your lights off. It's got a, the transmission is a Dynaflow Twin Turbine, and it's just a cruising little machine. You know, you can tell the paint's old. You can see some fade through. It has been repainted at least once, but I think this is a primer sealer coat that came through. And I actually love it. I wouldn't paint this car, I'd just drive it just the way it is. Flaws and all. You can see the bumpers have some pitting, scratches, obviously missing some of the chrome on that bottom bullet. It's just a cool looking car when you look at it. Very cool. You know, I would say the paint's probably 30-35 years old. You can see scratches and chips in the paint. You know, so it's not perfect. You see a little crack in the grill there, a little crazing. The lights, little cracks. You know, it wouldn't hurt to get new lenses, you know, look on eBay and stuff and just replace them as you go. But I would just drive it like this, because the cool thing about it is that it looks like someone parked it in the garage 30 years ago, was gonna go camping, and they never went. You know, so really cool. It came up here to Oregon in 2011, 2012, and it was down, I think, in San Francisco area, and I believe with the original owners then. So pretty cool history in general. Original wheel caps. It's got fairly new tires on it, and what I mean by new is the tread and everything looks good. They're from 2012. They're P205 75 15. You know, the bumper is actually, I mean, the fender is actually in really good shape. You can see the 4 portholes. The Century had 4 and the Special had 3. You know, no rust on the bottom of the fender. Rocker looks pretty good. There is some little bubbles down. Actually, I think on the other side there's a couple little bubbles. You can see a little bit of rust right there. A little bit of rust in the bottom of that door. I love the trim on this in general. You can see a little paint cracking here. Roof gutters look really nice and very clean. You can see some of the bleed through But overall, what we're trying to look through here is just, you know, the way the paint is, the integrity of the car. We'll put it up on my lift. There's a couple isolated spots of rust on both rocker on the inside, and a little bit in the trunk drop-off pans on both sides, but you'll see them on my lift. You can see here the pitting on the door handles. All the windows go up and everything. You know, but overall, really solid car, and you know, just love the look of it in general. And it's a car you can drive 70 miles an hour down the freeway. So fly in, drive it home, and you'll have a great time. And believe me, you'll get tons of waves. A lot of people love to look at it. My mom's a little sad that I sold it, or I'm going to sell it. So they even bought me a little cookie jar. They found a little wagon cookie jar from the 50s and bought me one of those. So it was kind of cute. So we'll go ahead and flip it around so you can see the other side a little better. Hey, here we are. We flipped it around so you can see the other side in general. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the lights. Got tail lights, got brake lights, reverse lights. See the reverse lights. Go ahead and put it back in drive. Do it again. You can kind of see they stay on. Oh, Stanley wanted to jump and get it. Go ahead and put it park again. You can see they stayed on for a second, but then actually when it kicks into gear, they turn off. You can see here the license plate lights work as well. It's got a Washington title. Stanley, come here. Come here. Go ahead and rev it up a little bit. We'll get them really wound up. So it doesn't blow smoke or anything. It actually runs pretty good. You can see here, paint's chipped off, been touched up. I love all the old stickers on it in general. Some really old ones there. This is a fairly new one, but it's really cool. I actually hope whoever buys it leaves all those stickers on it. You can see here a little paint crack right here. I don't think there's a lot of filler there. I think the paint was just kind of thick. There you can see some crazing and stuff on some of the chrome. You know, it's just got perfect patina for me. You know, look down the sides actually. It's actually pretty straight. You know, there's not any big wobbles or anything in it. You can see the bumper's got a little crazing. See this here, the bumper bolt broke off. Gaskets. You know, if those are things you wanted to improve, just little weekend jobs. Gutter looks good. You can see some little paint chipping up here on the roof, but overall looks great. Look here at the bottom of the door, some little bubbling right here. You know, on the back side here, when we put it on my lift, I'll show you a little bit of rust on the back side there. But again, everything looks good in the doors. Rockers look solid. Frame is really nice. It's got a channeled frame with an X frame in the middle, so really stout. And again, we can see the portholes. This side here too, I was going to show you real fast. And you see all the doors all line up really nice, the chrome and everything around the doors. But if you look at here, this piece of trim, this little piece looks like it should go down a little bit and this one go up. So I don't know if this needs to be taken off or not, but it's not integrity of the car. It's just, I think these two pieces of trim either have been off the car or something's wrong with them. So overall looks pretty good. You know, we'll just take a little look out here again at it, and we'll go ahead and show you the interior. Hey, we're gonna going to take a look at the interior real fast. But the one thing I wanted to show you was, look how nice the door's shut. Really nice. So we'll take a look inside here real fast. We're on the driver's side, obviously. The seats have been recovered quite a long time ago, but they actually, when you sit in them, they feel good and everything like that. They're not brittle, but this isn't a factory material. You can see this is, they kind of stayed with the same colors, but you can see here it had just probably a little bit different look. I don't know if they had these little squares on the seats. You can see someone painted the door jambs kind of a green color in different spots. And you can see inside here a little bit. You know, look like they almost took maybe a rattle can or something and painted them. Steering wheel looks really nice. I love the styling of it. I love the medallion in the middle. Looks really cool. The horn doesn't work on the horn ring. You can see there's a little button right there. It works when you hit that. You can see here some of the windlaces torn up. But you can actually get that pretty cheap on eBay. I think it's like $2 or $3 a foot. We'll look at the door. You could use new door gaskets and stuff in general. You can see the paint's flaking off there. But I love the dash. I mean, look at the dash. Really stylish looking. And really, really cool. We'll go ahead and start it up here in a little bit, and we'll take it out for a drive. Just wanted to show you the windows all work. Roll up and down nice. Actually, I haven't tried this. Let me try that. But wing window works, which is good. Might have to push that in a little bit. It'll lock. I'll let Keegan roll that one down for us real quick. You can see Stanley's checking it out. Yep.
I don't know if this one works.
Kind of push on it. Oh, yeah, there you go. And go open it again. There, now it's working. It was just stuck a little bit. You can see a little bit of bubbling around the edge of the glass. There, I'll go ahead and Keegan can actually do that back one. Whoop. You can see the back window. He already rolled it down. The little side window doesn't roll down. It actually worked pretty good. Overall, again, this is going to need new gaskets around the doors. You can see where they painted green. You can see the bottom of the door panel got destroyed there on the corner. You know, it's pretty amazing because this is from 1955, so it's a really old rig for sure. So I guess it's 1955 to 2005 is 50, 60, 64 years old. I like how I did my math. My teacher wouldn't have liked that when I was in high school, but that's the way I did it. Still doing it like that. Back seat looks good. Carpet is older. You can see some little wear through in general. Go ahead and pop this open. When you release it, you just push that in, push up, and it goes down. And then there's two latches, I think, one on each side. It's a lot of cargo space in the back. Not rusty here. I'll pull up the mat here in a second. Just wanted to take you to the other side real quick. Take a look at the headliner. The dome light we haven't made work yet. We'll work on that during the auction. Hopefully we can make it work. Let's take you to the front. You know, again, the seat. One time I bought a car and the guy had a hat in it and he was covering a hole, so there's no hole there. You can see the door jambs. One of the main things we're looking at, see there's no accident damage or any major rust or anything. Obviously the gaskets are the same. Here, we're gonna get the key out. I haven't tried it, and just check all the door locks while I'm checking the trunk area. There's only going to be 2 door locks. Take a look at this jam inside. And this seat does, we'll take pictures, but it folds forward. And there's a little rest right here that's what these little spots are. And sits all flat inside here. But again, pretty nice overall. I'm going to show you the trunk area. Did that door lock work? So we don't have any door locks on the driver's side or the passenger side. Look inside here. You can see this nifty little prop rod, little stick. You know, the trunk pan looks pretty good, but where you're going to see, it's really isolated here. As you can see, some rust back here on the trunk drop-off area. It wouldn't be that hard to fix, actually. You can see the same thing on this side. You can see daylight there, but nice thing is it's real nice flat panels, and wouldn't take much. You can see back here the tail light panel, bumper panel, filler area. It's not rusty. So we'll go ahead and show you some more stuff. Okay, if you remember a minute ago I just said door locks didn't work. They actually do. This one does, at least, but you gotta be careful. You can see it locks. It's just kind of sticky. That one over there on the driver's side isn't working, but the ones in the back, they do. Try to open that. No, I unlocked it. So the back ones are working. This one's working, but you can see it has a little bit of an angle. But that one over there is permanently down, so that door will probably have to come apart. And it probably the rod fell off, I'm guessing. So, anyways, always finding out new stuff about these old rigs. Hey, so we're going to take a little spin in it. I already showed you this before, maybe. You started with the foot pedal. And what I wanted to show you, though, I'm going to shut it off real fast and just turn it back on. You can hear the fan is working, and it shifts the defrost and the floor. This blower here is for underneath the seat, and it is not working, but hopefully you can hear that in general. The cigarette lighter, the actual housing works, but the filament in here is bad. So if you got an iPhone or something like that, you can plug it in general. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it up. You can see there, hopefully you can see the oil pressure is really high. Amp gauge, gas gauge works. It's reading in between a half and a quarter right now. So one thing that's different, if you look here, the way that this is set up, park, neutral, drive, low, and reverse. So it's a lot different than a normal car. So we'll just pull out here. I'm gonna go actually pick up our son, Mason, at the school. So they should get a kick out of this pulling up because they haven't seen it at the school before. But I love the dash on this. Look at the little machined metal. Really, really cool. And look at the speedometer. You can see that. See how the red raises? So it's kind of cool. It's got 92,384 miles on it, and that does work. We'll show you real fast too. The blinkers. Keep on confusing them with the camera. You can see the indicators are working, and then also one more time, the little red light comes on. I have driven it at night, and you have to kind of wiggle the switch, you know, for the lights to come on the dash. But the one thing that's amazing about this car is how smooth it is. You know, obviously it's really heavy. but it's a cruising machine. Super quiet inside. I do have all the windows down right now, but it's just a smooth driving car. You know, obviously when you go around the corners and stuff like that, you don't want to take it too fast, a little body roll, but it's just a really nice cruiser, something that you could fly in and drive it home. And the guy that I got it from, as I mentioned before, he drove it all over the Northwest and had a great time, you know, take it over the coast and different things like that. So if you look right here, this is the perfect little spot for a little hula girl that you can put right there. You know, I was trying to get a little hula bulldog, but they didn't have one. So we'll just cruise around a little bit. The radio, you know, you can hear it actually kind of turn on, kind of a real fuzzy noise, but you don't really hear anything coming out of it. And I've driven this thing down the freeway 65, 70 miles an hour, and it's actually really smooth. I was going to put on the brakes here real fast. Actually, I'll wait for a straightaway. I'll put the brakes on real fast, see if it does any pulling. I got my hand off the wheel. Actually pulls just a little to the right, hardly any at all. Could have been the curve in the road, but it didn't chatter, it didn't do anything strange or anything like that. So we'll just cruise around a little bit more and show you some more stuff. Something a little more special on top here. Mason's probably hiding. Probably should honk the horn. I remember one time I had a station wagon and I took two of our girls out. They're older now and married. They called it the wagon wheel. And I had this MTV wraps tape. Remember the tapes? And we'd cruise it around. And they were super embarrassed, but I didn't care. We were just having fun. At least I was. So I like to embarrass him every once in a while. So we'll cruise over here and see if he's here. We call him Mace Dog, but you don't like that. Let's see him. Yep, right hiding. There he is. The one and only Mace Dog. Hey, we're going to take a look underneath the hood real fast. There's a little lever underneath. Then you hit this other lever, lift straight up on the hood. You know, if you don't lift straight up, it kind of does cattywampus. So I got a 54 Buick's the same way. It's actually better to use two hands. But anyways, underneath the hood is a 322 V8 factory 4-barrel. The Century models with the 4 portholes got the bigger V8. The special model with the 3 portholes got a 364 V8 2-barrel with 264 horse or 188 horse. So this one has 236, bigger engine, runs really good. We put new valve cover gaskets on it. This is a Buick Nailhead backed by a Dynaflow Twin Turbine transmission. So the other thing we're going to look at in here is the inner aprons. Look really nice, no accident damage, in really good shape overall. You can see some of that green paint. You know, I think they tried to paint it original color close to when they did it a long time ago, because that's the original firewall color back there, non-painted. You can see a little chalk mark right there, kind of looks like an S. You know, but again, you can see it's got power steering. Batteries from 2015. There's your horns. Sorry, got a cold. You can see here the trim tag underneath the hood. The VIN is also, the VIN isn't here, but the VIN is inside the door jamb. But you can see here's a model 69, which is the Century station wagon. Overall, the Century is a model 60, and the Special is a model 40 series. So 69 tells you it's a Century station wagon overall. But let's go ahead and look at the cowl across the top here. I want to show you, this is pretty cool. We'll start it up here so you can hear it run. It's actually pretty cool. When you turn the key on, which it already has on, you hit the gas pedal, and you don't have to hold it down. You just hit it once, and when it starts, there it goes. It's pretty cool, actually. So you start it with the gas pedal. You see it here idling. Actually runs really nice, and you see the fuel filter is clean. Go ahead and rev it up a little bit. You know, runs really nice. Very, very smooth overall. So hopefully that gives you a good look. I don't hear any engine ticks or anything like that. Rocker assemblies sound good. So pretty clean, very original underneath the hood here. I love the air cleaner for sure. So we'll take a look at some more stuff. Hey, here we are. We're going to take a look underneath the wagon real fast. This is the second thing that I look at when I'm looking at a car. You know, I'll look around the outside, and then I'll hop underneath real fast and take a look. And, you know, structure and suspension and all that stuff matters a lot. You know, you can have a pretty looking car, but you can sometimes have major issues underneath that you don't know about. Obviously, you're going to see all the photos and everything, and different comments and things in the auction still, but I think it's good to do a video underneath. So we'll just do a little quick walk around. I'm going to point out a few things to you. You can see here, there's the date code on the wheel, the 12. These are from 2012, the tires, and they actually look good. Looks like they're wearing nicely. I'd say they probably got about 90% tread on them. You can see a little surface rust under the bumper there. We'll look behind the tail lights, or the front nose. You can see there's no accidents, not any rust. Actually really clean underneath here. Up here in the wells, look all really, really nice. Take a look at the nose up here on this side, back behind the lights, not rusty or anything. Actually looks really good. Radiator support area looks clean as well. You can see here the brake lines, they're not cracked or anything. They look nice on both sides. You know, it stops really nice overall. We'll take the wheels off so you can get a look in the photos there. You know, oil pan looks like it's been replaced before. We haven't had really any leaks or anything. You'll see a little bit of seepage, but nothing that's making me think anything's, you know, got any major leaks or anything. These old cars a lot of times just have little seepage and stuff, especially on a driver. I mean, this car never been restored. I mean, it's always been a driver its whole life. It's got a couple isolated spots of rust areas. You can see right here at the back of the rocker. This is the passenger side. You can see that. And if you look on this side, same thing, a little worse. But again, this is probably something you're not going to fix. It's probably not going to get any worse in general. I don't think the car is going to spend any more time outside. I think most people are just going to drive this car and enjoy it the way it is. If you look at the rest of the rocker, again, really, really nice. You know, the floorboards, you can see the mounts look all in good shape. I'll have to test this because this here is a another little motor for underneath the seat. Not until I got it up in the air I didn't realize it was there. So it's got another little squirrel cage fan. You can see here the floor and the rest of this rocker is really nice. Single exhaust. you look up, I'm sorry, you look up here, rear wheel hump looks good. You can see the back floors are in good shape. There's the rear end. You know, again, a little bit of seepage. You can see it's got an enclosed drive line, really stout frame. So you can see it kind of as X-frame in the middle. Then it's got these outer sections. Here's the other two isolated spots. There's 4 isolated spots. Back of the rocker on each side. And back here in the trunk drop-off area, you can see a little rust going on there on both sides. You can see that. And we'll take a look at this other side real fast. You know, pretty common area on these wagons in general. If you look up back behind there, no accident damage at all. You know, it hasn't been butted in the rear end or anything like that. Actually pretty clean overall. So, you know, the thing is from 1955, so it's definitely going to have some issues and a lot of stories and things, but overall I think it's actually a pretty clean car. Looks good, drives good. So it will be no reserve. So top bid is going to get it. If you got any questions, give us a call. You can make comments on the auction. Send someone to come and look at it before you bid. We'd love to see you. Maybe give you a bottle of root beer and a sticker if you want one. But I won't tell you what bottle Stanley took a swig off. So if you haven't seen Stanley, he's my little English bulldog. So anyways, happy bidding.